Hey there, YouTubers. I thought I would do a quick tour on Cousin Eddie and show you some modifications and little tricks I've done on it. Cousin Eddie. Vacation, shitter's full. That's his name. Probably not appropriate because I don't use the onboard bathroom all that much when I can avoid it. It's just a rolling porta potty. But let's go in and see some of the minor things I've done. We'll see first that a lot of people that buy these, they take all the stickers off and get it just down to white. They like it better. I don't mind the stickers. I actually kind of like the decals, so I haven't done that. But let's go inside. Oh, as we see, the first thing, let me show you the first, before you actually even get in. It's the screen my aunt made for me. Looked online if you want to buy something like this, store made. They were $295. This was from a thrift store, $8. It was a screen that went around a gazebo, and she sewed it up for me.
There's actually another piece that goes all the way around the awning when it's out.
But what we got here is there's just Velcro there and Velcro on the RV all the way around. And it works great. Very happy with it. Just hold down that mat. I was going to pull all the carpet out, but I decided not to because I, didn't want to get into it. So that helps protect the carpet. This place is dirty, needs cleaned. All right, as I said, a lot of people now want to tear out all the carpet and put tile or put wood down, and I just didn't want to get into doing all that because most of my modifications have been easy because I like to think I'm living out of my Class B, not living in my Class B. So I'm actually trying not to be in here very much. But this foam mat was maybe like $10 a few years ago, and it covers that, and it covers back here, and it protects the carpet from the cats and from wear and stuff like that, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to show you some pictures here on the transformation of this back end of this RV. When they come new, they have a seat.
So when this RV rolled off the assembly line, it had a bench seat that would fold down into what would be like a king-size bed.
When I got it, it was changed, and we'll show you all that.
The owners before me had taken that out and had two smaller than twin-size beds that I didn't even fit on in there.
But what this is this is a hotel mattress. It's double-sided, and it is a small queen. It's kind of a weird side. I have a cousin who works in the hotel business, and she was able to get this for me.
It was a brand new short queen when I got it, and it's double-sided, so every few months I flip it over. It's very comfortable.
So in my opinion, this is my most important and necessary change that I made to the RV. Everybody's different how they want to do it, but to me, it was very, very important to be comfortable. If you're traveling a lot, you want to be comfortable. So a real bed was a necessity to me. And I have this floaty, noodle I put there so I don't scratch myself on that piece of wood. I also use those out on the awning things. I've shown that before. They work great so you don't walk into an awning. But it was pretty simple. It's just a piece of plywood under there. Just some scrap stuff, and it works fine. So that's the bed. Number one most important. And as I said, I really haven't done a lot of big projects. I know a lot of people like to do it, but I'm really happy with my leisure travel. I also try not to brag on it, but if I had to rebuy an RV, this would be the one I want. I couldn't be any happier than I am with this RV. All right. So because I can fit in here long ways, my one concern was these are screens that you can open to get some air in. So what I did is I took some plexiglass, and on both sides I put plexiglass up just with the little strips of Velcro, and then I cut holes in them to get air because I didn't want to kick them out with my feet or my head, just to protect the screens from getting ruined, and that has worked pretty well. Just because I like this trick, I'm going to show it again. These are the Save the Planet bags, and what I do is all my shirts go in there. I keep my clothes in there. My shirts are all larges. I fold them in thirds usually. It works really well for me. I'm a big fan. This is my favorite little kind of tip or whatever the hell you would call it that I've done, because I found out that once I loaded clothes at the beginning, when I first started all this, I'd put the clothes in here and then say, well, I didn't want the shirt that was on top. I wanted the one that was 3 down, and everything was a mess within 5 minutes. So in these bags, I got different colors, and I can color code the bags to, t-shirts, pants, shorts, whatever it might be, and then they all stack in there a lot easier. take the bag out, get the shirt I want, put them back in, put them up. Trying to be organized is a very, very important thing to me. So that's one of my favorite tips. I'll put these away. And you can see most of my clothes are out of here because I haven't been using the RV very much and it's about to get stocked back up. Alright, this is about one of my other favorite tips. These are just those shoe racks. Again, thrift store. I think 35 cents for the whole thing. And I've got them in a bunch of different places and I'll show you. There's different options of the types they make, and I think these ones are the best. They're clear so you can see what it is. They're not the mesh. I have another one that's mesh. I kind of use in the bathroom, but little things get caught in the mesh. So I think these plastic ones are perfect. They work really well. I highly recommend this. If you have something where you can hang like that, easy to get to, you can see what you're looking for. Even though it's a mess right now, I can still see the mess. I want to put a couple more up. And I have another one. This is the top piece. I've had it for a while and I just got an idea of where to put it. I'll show you in a second. Alright, so we'll give that a try right behind the stovetop, which I very rarely use. Again, I use electric all I can when I'm at campgrounds. And I can keep my sriracha and different stuff, maybe some seasonings and stuff like that. And not sure if I'll keep that up while driving, but we'll give it a shot. A little bit more storage, easy to get to. Oh, and I just used a couple C-clamps I got from Harbor Freight, and that should work pretty well. And I have another one that I keep up here when I'm not driving, and all I'm using on these is just clips to hold them along those rails. So those are pretty good tips that I like. Because I have pets. This is a thrift store find, super cheap. They are crib liners, waterproof crib liners. So I take them and I put them over my seats. I do this to protect my seats. And we'll show you on this other one. I already have one on there. But I first did this because Vinny's got claws and he was clawing at my seats and I just couldn't have that. So this seat is the one he tends to claw the most. So I actually have 2 sweatshirts, hoodies over it. And on this one, I carry a spare, just a sweatshirt that I put over there once I'm done driving. Got a pocket by the door, so I put some stuff like flashlights and stuff that I can grab quick. And here, having a double, I got 2 of them. And then when I tuck the arms in, while I'm driving, I could put my cell phone here, that stupid e-cigarette that I still use, spare keys, stuff like that I can just keep right there in a little pouch that I've made from putting that over. Now, I think if you have pets, it's a great thing, but even if you don't, if you're in a small Class B where you have to duck to get in and out, a lot of times you end up using your hand here, and maybe it'll just protect the seat a little bit. I don't know. It works for me. I like it. I'm going to show you something real quick, how normally most people in a Class B get table space and seating space.
The normal thing is to use the tables that come with it and spin the chairs around and use that for seating and eating.
Alright, I've done that a couple times, but I'm actually not a huge fan of that. I spend most of my time back here at night, because again, I'm really not in here that much during the day. But what this is, my aunt had found this, and she bought like 20 of them. She ended up at her house making a bench out of them. But this was at Myers or Walmart or something. They had purchased these for their pharmacy department, that they were putting their meds in there or something like that. So what I did, if you see my other videos, this becomes my where I eat sometimes when I'm not wanting to get eaten up by bugs, and my laptop goes here, and it's basically my main seating area. My entertainment center, I took this old just an old computer desktop and I mounted these things on there. I got them at Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. They're real little. And then I cut some I just cut some PVC pipe. I put them in here, and then this becomes my TV stand. And then I just put my TV on there. I put DVD player underneath it, and my DirecTV box when I'm not traveling constantly. If I go to a place and stay for a while, I take my satellite receiver because it's big and bulky. It becomes a hassle to store it while I'm driving. But this is something I'm real happy with. And if you see this bar back here, I put a couple nails in it. It's just a piece of wood. I hang things from there behind the TV sometimes. A lot of people want to mount TVs to the wall and all that kind of stuff, and I just didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to worry about the TV swinging around when I'm driving. So when I'm driving, I just take the TV off and I set it on the bed. I just put it on the corner of the bed and the foot of the pedestal. The TV holds it in place. What I also did is all my mechanicals are under here and under where I'm sitting right now on both sides of it. So I used heavy duty Velcro, so I can take this off pretty easily if I want to get to stuff. Now, if you do something like that, I learned that I used more heavy duty Velcro than I needed, so when I do want to get this off, it takes a little bit of work. It's not moving. It is nice and secure on there. But as I showed, I usually don't spin the seats and sit there. I sit here. So I just got a recent thrift store purchase for 75 cents, and I'm going to try to fix my seat up. Alright, so what I have here is that thrift store car seat kind of thing. And inside it, where these buttons are, there used to be cushions. So I'm going to get that cushion in there real well, nice and tight. And then what I also have, I've cut down some pieces of foam like this that I've had, and a couple pillows, and I'm going to try to create a seat out of that. I'm just going to shove some of this down here on the side because it's wide enough, almost. Oh yeah, that works in there, that one piece. I didn't have to do too much to it either. Shove this big pillow up in the top. I got it. It's all trial and error. I got another small pillow. Yeah, that works. Work in progress until you get it just right. So YouTubers, as you can see, I really haven't done a lot of modifications to this RV. Couple of reasons for that. First and foremost, I'm really happy with this RV. I don't like to badmouth any other brands or types or layouts or anything like that, but this 99 Leisure Travel, I'm a big fan. There's not a lot of things I really wanted to change. The first and foremost best thing was a bed. For me, everybody's different. Everybody has to have what they want to make themselves happy, but I needed a real bed, a small queen bed. I don't want to sleep on the floor, all that kind of stuff that I've said many times in all my videos. So that was the first thing I needed to do, and I knew it when I bought it. I knew I could get a bed in here, so that was the main thing. The second thing is this whole entertainment sitting area. I really like how that worked out. What I did before was a mess, and this little tray table thing works well. And when I'm in this RV, I'm either asleep, sometimes standing and cooking. If I have to cook inside, I cook out as much as I can. And sitting here either doing YouTube videos or watching a movie when it's dark outside. But my purpose of my RV is to live out of my RV, not in my RV. There's some things I've thought about doing that I might get to one of these days. I've been kicking around for the longest time adding an electric element to my propane water heater. That would be cool. But I've shown before what I do a lot of time is I use, I either warm water up in a pot when I'm cooking, or I use my coffee pot when I have power to do dishes. And that works pretty well, and I'm not wasting my propane. That seems to be, for some reason, one of my big things is not wasting propane. But the inside of my RV, I'm really happy with it. I've just done some minor little storage things and some minor little easy upgrades that don't cost a lot of money, repurposing thrift store stuff, or finding different ways to protect the RV from the two idiot cats that I'm always traveling with. I complain about them, but everybody sees through it, I know. They're good. They're good travel buddies. I have thought of adding some LED lighting in there, and I'm always almost going to do it, and then I realize, oh, that's another thing. I'll just take it out. LED lights. That's not a mod or an upgrade or anything like that, but it is. It's a simple thing. Everybody should have these instead. I actually still have a couple of the old style and the lights that I don't use a lot, because I figure I don't use them a lot. Turn them on every now and then. But the lights I use, I've got those LEDs, and they just save so much power. That's like a no-brainer thing. Everybody should do that. If you're not doing that, you're wrong. You're not wrong. Nobody's wrong. It's your way. Do your RV your way. Buy the RV you like. Do whatever you want. Make whatever changes you want. Make no changes. Whatever you want to do. So that you can get out there and travel and have a great and wonderful day. So yeah, there's just a couple quick ideas that I can share on how to get better storage and how to make simple changes to your RV. There's other channels out there where people have done massive changes to their RVs or have built, a camper van out of a utility van from scratch and done really cool things. This is nothing like that. I bought the pre-made thing that after searching around a lot of different RVs, this was the one I wanted. And so yeah, it's just making the space yours, finding the ways to make the space yours. So if you have an RV or you're thinking of an RV, maybe there's one little thing out of all this waste of your time that you might be able to apply to yours. And I'm getting ready to get these wheels moving again. There's a trip coming up back to a favorite place. I don't care. I want to go. Hair's not cut yet, but it needs to be. The beard's gone. This is my Tim Lincecum look. The Freak. I don't know if anybody, baseball stuff, pitcher for the Giants. Well, was a pitcher. Had this kind of hair thing going. It's kind of driving me crazy. All right. Enough about nothing. Seinfeld. Have a great and wonderful day.